Class 7, your second unit test syllabus, it is over. Lesson number 7 and lesson number 8 from history and lesson number 2 from civics. So we finished with the lesson number 7 and lesson number 8 of history, and now we are left with lesson number 9 and lesson number 10 of history. So these 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, they are your second terminal syllabus along with the civics chapter. That I will let you know. I will send you on your group. Now, before doing the lesson number 9, we are going to start with the lesson number 10, that is the religious reform movement. Under religious reform, this is lesson number 10. Under religious reform movements, we will study about the Sufi movements and we will study about the Bhakti movements. Clear? Now, let's start the chapter. The event of Islam in India brought in many changes in the society. In the religious field, it gave rise to various actions and reactions. During the medieval period that we have already read, a composite culture developed in India. Composite culture means the combination of two cultures, that is Indian as well as Muslim culture, which was later on known as Indo-Islamic culture. And it also gave rise to various religious and cultural movements like Sufism, Bhakti movement, etc. So in this we will study about the two important movement where Hindus and Muslim, they came closer, and these were based on equality, liberalism, humanism and devotion to God. Both the movements, that is Sufi and Bhakti movements, they influenced each other. First of all, the Sufi movement. The word Sufi, it is derived from the word Suf, S-U-F, which means coarse cloth in Persian. The Sufis were named so after the cloth they wore. They were wearing the cloth, that is why they were given this name. This represented the kind of simple life they led, and another interpretation is that Sufi is derived from the word Safa, which means pure. So this both the meanings you can consider. They emphasized love and devotion as the means of coming closer to God. They opposed the power of the kings and the ulamas and were hence looked at with by the both. They were popular with the Hindus as well. Main principles of Sufism is God is one and all powerful. All men are his children. To love God is to love mankind. Tolerance for other religions and sects. Respect for all human beings. Next, people should follow the teaching of a Peer, that is Guru. Now, Sufi orders. The Sufi saints were recognized or organized into 12 orders, which was known as silsilas. The most important popular Sufi order were the Surawardi order, and which was started in 12th century, and Chishti order established by Muhammaduddin Chishti. Sufi reformers, Khwaja Muhammaduddin Chishti, he was born in Central Asia and came to India. He lived in Ajmer and later he was buried in Ajmer. He is lovingly called Garib Nawaz. His dargah is at Ajmer and it is visited by thousands of people across the world. Then Baba Farid, he was also famous Sufi saint who lived in Ajodhan. He contributed a lot to Punjabi literature as he used the language to preach. Some of his verses are included in the Guru Granth Sahib also. His shrine is in present Punjab province of Pakistan and is also visited by thousands of devotees. Then Nizamuddin Aulia. Nizamuddin lived in Delhi and preached religious tolerance and love for mankind. he said that God is one, whether we call him Ishwar or Allah. He is the same supreme being. He is popularly known as Hazrat Nizamuddin. His shrine is in Delhi, and again, number of people around the world they are visiting that. Then Nasiruddin Chirage Dili is another figure of Sufism in Delhi. Now, what is the impact of Sufism? The Sufi movement influenced many rulers, and they imbibed the liberal, secular, and tolerance views of the Sufi saints. Akbar policies, for example, reflected Sufi influences. The Sufis preached in the language of the local people, which was easily understood by them. The Sufi movements brought the Hindus and Muslims closer. Sufism also influenced poets of this period. Sufism played an important role in promoting the feeling of universal brotherhood and equality among people. It included many Muslim rulers to be tolerant to non-Muslims. It created respect for Sufi saints among the Hindus and also fostered Hindu-Muslim unity. So this was the Sufism. So we read about the Sufism, we read about the meaning of the Suf, then Sufi movements, main principles and Sufi orders, and also the impact of Sufism. Now we will start with the Bhakti movement.